Okay, so the Expendables 3 came out a while ago. The review's coming soon, but first I gotta review the first two. So lock and load. Yeah, and let's roll out. That scared me. Get to the review. I'm scared now. Give this to my friend, he loves playing in the jungle, right? I don't know. Ain't about doing your best, it's about being your best. I don't know what I do. My Sylvester Stallone impression sucks. It sucks. These three movies I'm going to be doing terrible impressions. Don't even want to hear my Jason Statham. The Expendables is written, directed, and starring Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and who else? Jet Li, Mickey Rourke, Terry Crews, Randy Couture, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Batista from Dexter. What's his real name? Sorry, dude, I'll just put it here. I can't remember it at the moment. And Eric Roberts, and Dolph Lundgren, and I'm forgetting somebody, I think. There's a lot of people in these movies, it's hard. And this movie was meant to be a throwback to the 80s and 90s action movies. Get all these cool action stars that you never saw in a movie together. You never saw Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in a movie. I must break you. Hey, you want to join the Expendables? And it's about a group of mercenaries, the Expendables, and essentially they're just the guys that go in and do jobs no one else will do. They go into hellholes, kick ass, take names, and the good guys come in and say, yeah, we won, right? Because the Expendables do all the dirty work for the CIA, stuff like that. And you got all these great action legends and, you know, Randy Couture and a couple other people that aren't action legends. You know, you've got these guys that are cool action stars and that's the gimmick. All these guys in a movie interacting, maybe having fights, except not exactly the ones you want to see. I mean, I never sat there for 10 years. I can't wait to see Jet Li and Dolph Lundgren get it on, fist to feet and all that. But they give us that fight. And yeah, Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis are in this for about a minute. It's, what, a 50-second scene? Schwarzenegger walks in, says a couple of lines, walks out. Bruce Willis talks about Rambo and the Terminator sucking each other's dicks. Yeah. But this movie, I have some real ill will towards it, and at the same time, right before this review, like a day or two ago, I was ready. I was just like, I'm going to review this, and I'm going to rip it a new asshole, okay? I'm just going to, I hate this movie. And then I went on Netflix to rewatch. It's like, I got to get my thoughts all articulated, and I watch it, and like 1 minute in, I'm like, something's wrong with this movie. And then I came to realize over the course of the movie, just more and more, I was like, I don't remember any of this. What is going on? They added shit. And then I realized I was watching the director's cut. And I'll be damned if the director's cut was not an improvement over the original movie. The theatrical Expendables movie is a piece of crap. It's a piece of crap trying to pretend to be a fun throwback. But it's shit. The Expendables director's cut is a somewhat crappy throwback that has some problems. I guess that's the best way to word it. Because they both have similar problems. What I'll say about the direction is none of it's super dynamic, but it's good. You know, the camera's placed, we see people shooting other people, and they're dying. That's better than this shit. But the CGI blood almost ruins everything. Almost, because it is bad first off. You see someone get stabbed, a knife goes through their chest, and it's a bad. The knife looks like it might as well be Wolverine's claws from X-Men Origins Wolverine. And those claws were so bad I thought I was watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something. Like, it is bad CGI. It's bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Don't tell anybody though. And the blood. You watch it. You watch in slow motion. Someone's getting shot and they're like, ah! And you can, like, if you just slow it down, it's like blood appears. It kind of does a little splat, and then it, for the most part, doesn't even stay on their body. It's like maybe they gave them a little red hole, and then a little bit of blood goes like, and that's it. Then it just disappears. It's kind of like, wow, they just don't give a shit, do they? Like, how hard is it to rig some squibs? Okay, RoboCop, the classic scene, Ed 209 blows the shit out of a guy, blood squibs shooting off, there's blood everywhere. It's awesome. That's 80s and 90s action movies. Blood squibs. They couldn't get it right. is I want to see squibs. I want to see Terry Crews with that big ass shotgun shoot someone and they rip in half and we get blood squibs. I just want blood squibs. Expendables 4. Give us squibs. Like, that's all they need on the poster. Have the names of all the actors, but it could just say Expendables 4. This time there's squibs, and I will be there opening night, because that's what I want. But the movie's about more than just blood and violence, you know? If you watch the theatrical, not really. They're very one-dimensional, shitty characters, for the most part. They're very forgettable, too. I mean, Randy Couture has a 10-second thing about ears, his cauliflower ear that he got from being an MMA fighter, and Stallone and Statham are buddy-buddy, and Statham's got a girlfriend that cheated on him, and he beats him up, because he's a woman beater, and that's who she's dating, so Statham's got to beat them up on a basketball court, and he feels kind of sad, but there's only like one scene of it. Mickey Rourke's suicidal because of what he did in the past, and Dolph Lundgren's crazy because he's on roids or something. I don't remember quite what was up with Lundgren. What's funny is the whole movie, it's like, oh, Lundgren's kind of off, and then this stuff happens, like, oh, Lundgren's a villain, and then at the end he's back like, hey, I'm glad I didn't die, you know, now I can be in all the sequels. I thought we just shot him like 20 minutes ago. He was dead, right? But yeah, bad characters. Yeah, really bad writing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's bad. But in the director's cut, it's actually improved. Sylvester Stallone feels like a very, like, just broken down loner who doesn't want to connect to anyone. Statham's trying to connect to him. His girlfriend issues are more fleshed out. Every character is more fleshed out. They gave Randy Couture, MMA legend, Randy the Natural Couture, who I really like, they gave him like a big monologue and stuff. I was like, there's a lot more character crap going on. I kind of like these characters because I somewhat understand them. Everyone feels at least 2-3-dimensional. It's not amazing. It's not like, oh, you know, if they released the director's cut, it would have gotten an Oscar writing credit. No, nothing like that. But it was good, which is better than shitty, which I always thought it was shitty. And then the director's cut's like, you know what, it's actually good. I was just sitting there watching it like, what's going on? I actually kind of like it now. And they have like different musical cues, a whole protracted opening credits thing. The end shootout is very different. Rather than just them running around shooting, bang, 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 they have that Shine Down song, Boom Lay Boom Lay Boom, Diamond Eyes, whatever. It was in the trailer. That's actually, that song plays over the whole action scene, and it improved it in my opinion, because it made it more fun. It's just, you got this cool rock song going on, they're all shooting shit, blowing up, explosions, cutting heads off with knives, which was in the director's cut. He slit throats in the director's cut. He slit the throat and the head rolled off. That was fucking awesome. Not very realistic, but awesome. I was like, this director's cut is adding more character jokes and longer dialogue scenes. Like the opening thing where they're dealing with pirates and it's like, they show up, turn on the lights, okay, I'll shoot these guys, you stab them, and it's over. In the new one, it's like a long dialogue scene. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? In fact, I'm not saying it's amazing, but it is a lot better than the original to me. It added only 11 minutes, but to me, it really improved it. Maybe I'm overselling it, but just to me. Some of the acting, though, is pretty bad. Some of it. I like Batista from Dexter's. I still forget his fucking name. But I thought, they really misused him. And they made this movie during Dexter, and they shouldn't have used him as like a villainous character. That's misusing him, because in Dexter, he's a very lovable, lighthearted, good guy, and he's not meant to be this villain. He does not do it very well. Eric Roberts also does not do it very well, although there's something funny about him. There's one scene, he has a CSI Miami moment, where Batista looks at him, sometimes things are not worth the money. Sure they are, puts on his sunglasses, it's like, and then you play the CSI Miami music, right? Like, he's just a businessman, ex-CIA and blah, 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 blah. His story sucks, and he's not very good. He's alright in The Dark Knight when Batman breaks his legs, but his character, don't give a shit. Everyone else is fine. My favorite, I love Statham. Jason Statham and Crank and stuff. He's a great action star. Out of all of them, in the director's cut anyway, he's probably the best. He's got like real character moments, and then Stallone, and then down the list of importance, I guess. And the action, I mean, there's a couple really good shots though to give Stallone some credit, like Terry Crews and that badass shotgun. There's one part, I love it. To me, it's my favorite part of all the movies, where you just suddenly hear boom, 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 and you see these guys getting ripped apart, blown in half and shit, and you see a long shot down a hallway where someone looks, they see the hallway, there's two dudes backing up, and they're just getting blown to bits, pieces are flying out, blood shoot, and Terry Crews slowly walks by, like just shooting, continues shooting, it's just like boom, 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 and he walks by. It's awesome. That's my favorite shot in all the movies for some reason. I love that moment. The theatrical version of The Expendables, I would give a C-, because they throw back to the 80s. They got some pretty cool stars. For the first movie, they would build up and get a lot more in the sequels. the story, they play it a little too serious where it's like, I want a couple more jokes. It feels like a very dour, serious, like just gray, drab to look at film. The color palette and everything's just very dark and you feel kind of sad when you're watching, like, But they have enough jokes where it's still kind of a fun throwback, but they just achieve a lot of it so shitty. Like a bad script, bad effects, bad CGI blood, where it's kind of a disappointing thing to watch. And then the director's cut, I would give a C+. They improve every aspect of the movie and make it more of a fun throwback. There's more jokes. The CGI blood is not fixed, but it improves it. You can't fix some of the bad acting or lame characters like Eric Roberts as a villain, who really, like, you couldn't have got Gary Busey. I want to see Gary Busey walking around like, I want to grow cocoa. And then I will go and masturbate in the backyard garden while I grow my carrot cocoa beans. And I will sell cocaine to the Arabs. Like, I just made that up. That actually sounds like that would be what he's doing. Cocoa bean carrots, selling them to the Arabs. Johnny Utah, give me 2 meatball sandwiches. 2 Utah, 2. Gary Busey, yay! Like, I want that guy. That guy would be a great villain. Or Nicolas Cage. Listen, Barney Ross, I don't think I'm expendable. I think you are, though. I'm gonna blow you up, and then I'm gonna make millions of dollars, and then I'm gonna go eat a peach for hours. Listen, I'm Nicolas Cage. I can do what I want. You know, do you know the alphabet, Barney Ross? You know, A, B, C, D? Yeah, that was... I don't know what that was. We should have had a lot better villain. And those are the two I'm sticking to. Gary Busey or Nick Cage. And I think Stallone also said he wants Jackie Chan. Pierce Brosnan's interested. The 4th movie could have a lot of cool people. The Expendables is a shitty movie. The director's cut is worth a watch. And I can honestly say that it improved my thoughts of the movie, where someone says, Expendables is shitty, I'll be like, yes it is, but have you seen the director's cut? And that's all I'll say. I'm gonna buy it. I like it enough that it's actually worth a watch. You know, it wants to be an 80s movie, but it feels too much like a 2000s aesthetic to be an 80s movie. But it's just barely good enough, I guess, the director's cut. So, Campbell, tell me, who's your favorite action hero of all time? Arnold is mine. Arnold or Jason Statham. Arnold being the classic 80s action hero. I love Arnold, almost all his movies. Kindergarten Cop being my favorite, even though that's a comedy. I love Kindergarten Cop, though. Bring your toy back to the carpet. Bring your toy back to the carpet. Bring it back. You mean eat other people's lunches? Stop it. Like, I love him in them. And also, who's your dream Expendables villains or characters that they would add? Like, who's an actor that you want to see? You know, there's other people mentioned besides the one I already talked about. Dwayne Johnson, I think, would be amazing. Get him as the Expendables or a villain. He's awesome, badass. Why can't... He's a modern-day action hero. He is the modern Schwarzenegger. Get him. I'm going to put it out there. Call me crazy. I want to see Jeff Goldblum, and I also want to see Tom Cruise. Get them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.